I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Here.
Greg J.
Here.
Gary Bennington.
Here.
Cindy Holland. Rick Deerwester.
Present.
This meeting is for the public hearing on the proposed operating budget for 2021. Is there anything you want to say, or?
Not a whole lot. You'll just see on the Form 3. If you want to take a look at that, it's got basically all our funds. It looks like this. It's 2 pages, and it's got the second page has blue across the top. Should be the top one on your packet, I think.
That is.
And it's got a number 1 column. It says fund name, and just letting you know that's all the funds that we have. And then the second column is the budget estimates. That's what we're proposing. That's what we're proposing to budget for this next year. And you'll also notice those numbers are cut a lot from last year. Not as much as I like, but I don't know enough yet to cut too much. So I wanted to leave a little bit of cushion just because I'm not familiar with everything that goes on yet. So basically that's it. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to talk about it.
Does anyone have any questions?
Well, let's, we could, on the current year financial worksheet, the second one from the top, the rainy day.
Oh, yes.
I just want a little clarification on, disbursements. The reduction July through December is this year, right?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. I had that flagged. That is a typo.
Okay, I was gonna say, maybe.
Yeah, I brought that up to Janet today. I was like,
Okay.
Something's wrong because you have like a reduction of $1 million in there.
Okay.
So yeah, that
maybe
is, what that is at the beginning of the year, line 1, Cheryl, you guys budgeted $122,036 to be spent. Basically, we have not spent anything out of it. Line 6, up to June, nothing had been spent out of that fund.
Right.
Leaving that 122. What Janet has proposed that we do is reduce that. We have to submit that to the state, a budget reduction, and ask them to take away $100,000 of that.
Of the 122?
And that's not taking it away. That's still our money. That's just saying we're not gonna spend that $100,000 in the next couple months, and we would like it available if we need it next year.
For next year.
To be able to budget it. If we leave it in the budget now, even if we need it next year, we can't use it because they think we've already spent it. So, it's supposed to be a budget reduction of $100,000, and that will still leave us $22,000 if we need it for the rest of this year.
Right.
So,
I
yeah.
guess also when it talks about the rainy day, let's see, what was that?
This form here, budget form 2, shows rainy day, 0 down from July to 31st of this year and all of next year.
What line is that?
He's talking about the Form 2.
Form 2.
Form 2, okay, that's the revenue.
Right.
Okay, that's the revenue, so that's
That's
everything
just
that
not
we're
coming
bringing
in.
in.
Right.
So typically, like, no money comes into rainy day.
Right.
That's just something, we transfer money there to save it for later, but there's not a revenue for that.
And since, you sent this out almost a week ago, didn't it, to us? Or no, this was a couple days ago.
Yeah, all the forms just got out a couple days
Yeah.
ago. I sent the Form 3, the main one, out to you a week or
Well,
so.
that was the only thing that stuck out to me so far.
And I will say too, just to tell you, just because I was unsure, I did budget a 3% raise it's in the budget
Across the board?
across the board, except for myself, I didn't put one in there for me. But in that, it's just there, I didn't know if that was something you wanted, or, you know, we don't have to
Yeah,
spend it, the
right.
thing is, it's there. And I just wanna make you aware of that, I just put it in for cost of living, just because.
Yeah.
We can always go down and we don't have to spend it, but I just wanna make you aware that I did put that in.
Any other questions?
I do not. I didn't see anything, you know, looking at it the last couple of days, other than that. $1 million.
Is there any questions from the audience? Daniel, do you have any questions there?
I do not.
Okay.
Just for the public though, it might be beneficial, to inform folks at home why we had to have this special meeting this evening.
Just so they're aware, this is what we're planning with their money. And
Right.
They need to know, how the board, we're stewards of their money and how we're deciding to use it, and they certainly have a say and can voice their opinion.
Absolutely.
Just in regards to the deadlines though, I don't know, the deadline, I don't know.
Yeah, this is the, this was published online, the Form 3, and anyone can go, you can go to Gateway, these are all public documents. They can go on there and they can look at these budget forms, and they can go over them and review it. And then this is our first public hearing of the matter, where we publicly invited the public to come, and so if they had any questions, they can talk about it. And then in about 2 weeks, on October 13th, when we have our regularly scheduled town council meeting, we'll have a meeting prior to that, you know, just a little bit before we have the regular meeting. And if all goes well and there's no other discussion on it, and the board so chooses, then they can adopt that budget.
And that'd be the last opportunity for the public to speak up too.
I believe so.
Okay. If there's nothing else, we'll adjourn this meeting. Okay.